All right, do a little VR response, as we used to say back in the day for the OG YouTubers out there. This is a VR for Dad. Tubes on the tubes. I never can get your thing right. Brother, I enjoy your videos, man. I just want you to know that from the get-go, I enjoy your videos. And to your last video that you just did, well said, great points. I hear you loud and clear. I'm an open-minded kind of guy. But here's what I'll say in response to that. And thanks for the shout out. Without change, there is no change, right? Without change, you can't change things. And I've always looked at life this way, that, for an example, when YouTube started doing the AdSense, when they started doing the, what is it called? Where you can get paid, right, for views and all that. It's okay when a few people do it, right? Especially in the gun community, because I was part of that piece of pie there. And it's okay if you get a couple slices of pie. If a couple people do it, it's fine, right? But when a lot of people start slicing the pie up, it becomes a problem. And you can't sustain a system where everybody's taking big chunks of the pie out. That's just how I look at life. So when I see, whether it's the left or the right, the Jedi Temple or the Empire winning or having the ball in their favor, there has to be balance in the Force. If you're a Star Wars fan, you know what I mean. There has to be balance in the Force, right? Without balance, it's not good, right? And sometimes you need that turn of the tide to happen. Without change, you can't have change, brother, if that makes sense to you. And change is not always going to be good for everybody, right? Referencing back to the slice of the pie. When a couple of people get that slice of the pie, it's great for them. They're on top of the world. They're loving it. When the left was in power, in office, in the last administration for 4 years, all the ABC, LGBT, all the leftists, all the woke, all the DEI, all the organizations and groups out there, they loved it. It was in their favor, right? The rest of us just had to shut up and eat it, right? Just eat whatever they're pooping out. And we did, right? You had your win, you had your time. And I always say this, if things were so great when Biden was in office, why didn't Kamala win? Why didn't she win, right? If things were so great, why didn't she win? That is my biggest selling point there. And again, brother, I'm not in any way saying you're wrong. I'm not. I love the channel. I love your thoughts. You're like a little brother to me. And I'm not part of the tech world, so I'm not part of the tech or the crypto world. So that doesn't really, I know it affects me, but it doesn't affect me day to day because I don't see it. It's out of sight for me, right? If you're not in the knife world, right, and this new knife comes out, or this company's beating this other one, or we like this guy and it's not fair, it's out of mind, out of sight. You could care less about how many knife makers are out there, who's selling the most, who's friend, who's winning with that one, how this person cheated that person. It's not fair. You could care less because you're not in that world. And that's the best example I can give you. I'm not in the crypto or the tech world, so it doesn't bother me. I know it affects me out there, but it doesn't bother me day to day, right? So I understand your perspective. And again, I'm not shitting on you. Love the videos, bro. But without change, you can't have change. That's the best I can tell you, man. And I also know that the world that I grew up in is not the world my kids are growing up in. And there's not a damn thing I can do to change that. All I can do is prepare them and say, toughen up and roll with the punches. Can't punch her out.